Good morning. It's 6:51 a.m. on Thursday, October 8th, 2015. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, I got a comment the other day about how I shouldn't be so mad at Luna when she barks during the recording because she's just showing signs of life because she hasn't been on the video as much anymore. Well, I thought you were right, and so I'm prepared to give Luna a treat to make it up to her right now. All right. All right, Luna. That's what you agreed to instead of a dressing room. um, oh, she thinks must have. She thinks I must have more up here. I don't, Luna. That's all I have right now. She says, I'll be the judge of that. Oh, careful, Luna. Ouch. So I was up late again last night for a different reason. But because I finally got to the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5, yay! Um, it's sort of the ending for a couple of different reasons. One is that there's actually still more stuff that I can do, side missions and so on, that I could go back and complete. But also because there's all sorts of rumors on the internet that even the ending that you get to in the game, the so-called true ending, that even that wasn't really the end or wasn't going to be really the end, but that things that were supposed to come after that actually got cut from the game for unclear reasons. And then there's other rumors that, oh, well, maybe they're not really gone afterwards. After all, it's really just something where people haven't figured out how to unlock it yet. I don't know. That's weird. But it would not terribly surprise me if it turned out to have something like that. But so now, having reached the end of the story, though, what I will say about Metal Gear Solid 5 is that it is a great, amazing game that I absolutely have loved spending time with, even though, it occasionally stretched on long and could verge on being too much of a good thing in that sense. The ending is not the best part. One of the things that I really love about the Metal Gear Solid franchise is how over the top and goofy and operatic the story tends to be. But, it's interesting that the flavor is so delicate still, because some of the stuff that is revealed at the end, I'm not going to actually get into spoilers here, but it wasn't really a twist that I didn't see coming. It was more like a twist that was like, gosh, I sure hope they don't do that. Oh, they did. But, it's even in light of the sunrise, I feel more forgiving towards that than I did last night. And I wasn't ever mad. It was more just like, oh, okay, that's kind of a little bit of a letdown after the end. Now, if I was the sort of person who thought that a video game needed to be all about the ending, and if the ending isn't, if they don't stick the landing, then the whole game is ruined, then I might be more upset, but I am not that kind of person, and so I am not that upset. I had a great time with this game, and even the ending is not terrible. I mean, the last sort of real mission, that mission gets really hard. It's kind of a difficulty spike, but I eventually got through it. It was just kind of it's definitely a mission that's hard enough that it really kind of forces you to use all your tricks, including some that you might have not ever gotten in the habit of using because you were able to use other ones. And so, yeah, I think that was maybe part of the difficulty of that final level, is that most of the game it's urging you to play a certain way, and then this last mission really kind of needs you to play a different way, which the game allows both styles of play, but it was all of a sudden different than than what I had been practicing. But there's a lot of good stuff in the story too. Um, any Metal Gear game always feels like something where frequently, like, it makes sense as long as you're watching, and then when you try to explain it to someone later, it feels like you're talking about a dream you had. Well, the ending in this one kind of crosses that wall where all of a sudden it's like, no, this doesn't really make sense or hold water, even as I'm watching it. But that should all be considered less as something that ruins the game and more as just like having an ice cream sundae where they left off the cherry. You know, it's like, I like the cherry. It feels like the cherry should be there, but that doesn't mean that the ice cream wasn't still good. And so that's kind of where I am with Metal Gear Solid. I think I will be, playing it a little bit more here and there to maybe finish up all of the side missions and that sort of thing. I don't know how concerned I am about trying to platinum it, partly just because platinuming requires getting a perfect ranking on all the missions. And while some of those missions it's not impossible, there are some where it's maybe sufficiently hard that I don't know, I'll maybe give it a try, because one of the things I definitely discovered is that some of the early missions are hard because you haven't got a lot of gear yet. And then when you go back and you do it with your gear, it's not so hard. And so maybe it won't really take that much time to try to go back and get those. But I'll play around with it a little bit and see. But I'm also not determined to get a platinum, and I am also likewise eager to try and play some, different games. Maybe do some other things besides Metal Gear. What a shocker. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.